Hello, everyone. Welcome to another Game Ball podcast stream. I'm your host, Mark, and we're back with the news hour. I know we haven't seen each other since last year, so it is nice to see everyone again. Yeah, we made it. It's 2026, and shit is already bad. So awesome. Yeah, thank you guys. I'm gonna be a short one tonight. We don't have much news, so I didn't even pull anything. I think the biggest thing was the two big things I saw was something about Witcher 3 might be getting some update or something, and Xbox was the worst it's ever been in the UK. So, like, there was nothing going on. That's why I wasn't here last week. There was, like, zero news. Like, literally, Video Games Chronicle shut down. So, yeah, there was, like, nothing. So, this is going to be a short thing. Probably just going to be the opening talk here. Just recap what I've been playing. Didn't get as much video game playing in as I wanted to. I think more I was just exhausted, maybe mentally and a little physically, that I just laid around and watched, things on TV. And when I say TV, I mean YouTube and Twitch, since I do not have cable. But yeah, I watched a good bit of Critical Role, season 4. Because I was just curious about what Brennan was doing as DM. I watched a whole bunch of Smite play his damage randomizer, which is just essentially 8 hours of just letting your mind not think of anything. Night Duck just mentioned in the chat, he beat Sonic Generations with his kid today. Congrats, it's always good. Sonic Generations seems to be, that's the right type of game. So yeah, and Goat adds in that he watched every episode of this old house over the break. Yeah, I didn't get as much gaming in. I played a lot of NCAA because literally at some point I just felt like I wanted to shut my brain off. So I just played a bunch of college football with something playing on the second TV, whether it be a college football bowl game or something. I just essentially had something on the second screen, played a lot of college football. Didn't play as much of other games as I wanted to. Outer Worlds, a Sonic Racing Cross Worlds I played basically one full day of. Again, just sat there with something else on the monitor going. And it was a good time. Sonic Racing Cross Worlds, once I figured out, so here's the thing, it's the only game I'll really talk about here. Once I figured out how they wanted, how the drifting worked, because it's a slight difference than Mario Kart, and even Racing Transformed. It does the 3 levels of drift, which a bunch of games have. And you get more of a speed boost off all of them. But now when you're in water, you can speed boost. It makes you jump. You can do tricks, which gives you a speed boost. Once I figured out how to combine everything and sort of learned how to play the game, essentially, I just wiped through the level 1 Grand Prix and got through that basically in a couple hours. And then I moved up to the next level, and again, you have to be... All it is... I'm not saying anything to anybody that plays racing games or anything like that. The thing at the next level, which makes it slightly different than Mario Kart, is with Sonic Racing, you sort of level up your carts a bit. So you got to remember to do that or you won't be able to keep up. It's not like getting new parts like Mario Kart does. It's literally like a leveling system and a badge system, and it's a little different. But you got to remember to do that stuff, or you will you will get left behind. But when you go up to the next level, all it becomes is it's a truly difficulty increase. You just have to be more precise with what you do. Like you won't get away with missing a drift as much or not getting as much drift as you should. Like as you start going up in the levels, it just becomes less margin for error more than how well you built out your machine. I mean, you still need to build out your car and make it so that it's, it can keep up. But if you make a car that's sort of not the best, but like sort of like up there, but doesn't have to be the best, as long as you're racing well and understanding how to give yourself boost and understand the items and how to use them, you'll win most of the time, or you at least beat your rival, which is my favorite part of this, is having someone to focus on during a race too. If you're not going to get first, you're like, all right, I got to get in front of that guy. So yeah. Once I learned all that, the game became much more fun. I'm liking it a little more than Racing Transformed. The only thing that I liked better about Racing Transformed was it had the little side things, where you could go learn how to drift and learn how to do this and learn the items and, all that while you were on your single player course. They don't have that here. That's the only thing that I dislike from this to that. So, but yeah, that's really the one game I played that talk a lot about. College football, I basically figured out how to win in that game for the most part, and the only way I lose is if I fuck up. Like, it's not like they're just so much better than me. I've gotten so good against the computer. I probably get my ass beat by any human player, but I've gotten so good at recognizing and taking advantage of maybe little bugs in the system that, it really comes down to, can they trick me more than they're just better than me or something like that. But yeah, Sonic Racing Cross Worlds, really, really good. I don't have the ability to play Mario Kart World to compare the two, but it's definitely up there, if not above Racing Transformed for me. I'm playing as Joker from Persona 5, which has a mix of a speed car and the handling car that he comes with, so it's a little mix, which is pretty fun. But yeah, so that's what I've basically been playing over the break. It's one of those things where I did a lot more adult stuff. Like, I completely straightened up and moved things around and made my living room look a lot better and more functional than it was. Because I had been... I went and bought a couple stupid things that I should have bought a while. I bought a shoe rack, which has all my shoes on there now. It's a small one. It's not like... It's only one, so... it's got my slippers, my 2 pairs of sneakers, and then my couple of dress shoes, black and brown, just on a rack there, just so they weren't all on the floor. And then I bought a little crate, a little like wooden crate about this big, to house my Game Informer magazines and a bunch of my accessories. Like Night Duck was gracious enough to gift me his Wii U and accessories, so I got the 2 wheels, I got the gun, got the Wiimotes sitting in there, so that they're right there, not away from me. I also have the Wii controller and Wii U controller in there. So now that crate was great. I put the keyboard for my computer that's out there in there. So now my coffee table doesn't have all that stuff on it. So yeah, it was like adult stuff. Went and bought a new bath mat and, cleaned my house, yeah. But, wow, that's a lot of episodes of, this old house. For those of you not in the video version, Coach just let us know there's 1,196 episodes of This Old House. So yeah, that's a lot of episodes. So yeah, that's basically what I've done over break. Yeah, just final thing to wrap up. Happy 2026 to everyone. I have a couple things that I want to do this year. I tried to do it last year. We got sort of successful with it. I would like to do it more. I would like to play some newer games on here. Whether if it's just a one-time do it and then I play the rest off screen, or if we play it once and I don't play it anymore. I just would like to, play newer games. Probably things that come up on, any demos and things like that, and on, anything, God forbid, the PlayStation Store gives me access to, or the level of Game Pass we're at gives me something. Just or games that I purchase or anything. Just a couple more nights a week to do that. Just so, I'm not just playing RPGs and retro games, and this channel should be a little bit more than that, especially with the news hour that we do here. I should be showing you as many new games as possible. My schedule frees up in the summer. That's usually why we started that. I tried to start that in March last year, but with bowling and all that, 4 of my 5 days sometimes are completely tied up. And sometimes I do need a day or two outside of streaming for you guys. So, yeah, we'll see how it goes. But for now, we still have the 4 nights a week schedule. I am back tonight I'm going to try and beat Mega Man 4. I may need to die and restart the whole thing. I saw something from a speedrunner. Speaking of, happy Awesome Games Done Quick Week for those that celebrate. I saw a Mega Man 4 speedrun that showed me a way to beat that final boss because I could not hit his hitbox. I got like 1 or 2 hits, but it showed a thing that makes his hitbox bigger by doing something right before it changes forms or something. I'm going to try it out and see if that works. That's one big thing I've hated about Mega Man 4, essentially, is that there's been a couple bosses where it's like, I don't know where their hitbox is. Where is their hitbox? Yeah, so that was fun. Also, this is going back to Mega Man 3, real quick. I just learned this because I watched a speed run, speaking of games done quick, when they did the Mega Man block. I watched somebody do Mega Man 3 and let you know how you knew which one of the Mega Mans was the real one when you have the 3 Mega Mans on the level, and it does that little flash when you pop in, and I'm like, oh, okay, so it's not just a random tell. So that was pretty fun to learn, but I'm looking forward to getting into Mega Man 5. Not this week, next week. We're probably going to spend the whole tonight, or if you're listening to this or watching, trying to figure that out. Then Thursday, we'll be back with Final Fantasy VI. I think we have one more character to get if Tom wants to get him. I think it's another secret character. I don't think he has to get him. But we can, win them all. Okay, we'll figure out how to get him. I think his name's Gojo or something like that, or Gogo or something. It's the only one we don't have. So we'll figure out how to get that. So, yeah. So, and what we'll do is, there are 13 characters in that game. It's not like Suikoden. Thank God we lost that mirror for a while, or else Suikoden playthrough would have been much, much longer, because Tom would have wanted to get all 106 characters. So, yeah, or how many there were in Suikoden. So we're doing that on Thursday. Saturday, we'll be back with Trails in the Sky. I didn't do it last night. So you play Organization 13. Exactly. It's a precursor to Kingdom Hearts. Yeah. So, yeah, I didn't play last night because I was like, you know what? Most websites and streamers took a break, except for like the ones that it's their job, and they need to go all the time. So I was like, hey, everyone else is on a break. A lot of people have kids they watch and they're home, and kids are home, and just like, you know what? We'll take a break, recharge, and tonight's the first start of everything back. So, yeah, yeah. So I'm trying to think what else. Oh, two things to mention about Game of the Year. So we're going to be recording our Game of the Year podcast on Friday. So I think we're only going to do our top 3 on the podcast because I don't know if Tom has passed 3. It's whatever number Tom has, essentially. It is how many we'll do on the podcast. But if you're looking for written stuff, myself and Night Duck, and maybe Metal Militia, maybe not, are going to do little written blurbs on our top 10. Yeah, the Night Duck was nice enough to share a layout that he found of like an old 90s game magazine thing for a top 10 list. So we're going to try and do that over on there. So podcast is recorded on Friday, released on Wednesday, I believe. So look out Thursday or Friday for those written lists from me and Night Duck, because we don't want to spoil our top 3. Except you can guess my top 3. You can probably even get it in order. But yeah, don't want to spoil it for everybody. So yeah, I think that'll actually do it. Man, we got to about 20 minutes, which is pretty good. Yeah, so be on the lookout. We're going to try and beat Mega Man 4 tonight. Oh, someone else copied the layout and sent me the file. Okay, either way. So thank you to that person for giving us that. It'll make a nice, fun way of doing it. Yeah, so hopefully I'll see you guys tonight. And yeah, it's going to be, hopefully we were spoiled this year in 2025 with having 2 huge games that I was able to play through that became 2 of the biggest games of the year. And then we played 3 of the top 5 biggest games of the year on here all the way through. So hopefully we can do that next year. Probably not going to play GTA 6 on here. So might not have that, but yeah. Yeah, but I meant yeah, there were like 20 big games. Yes, but we played 3 of them on here. Well, technically we played 4 of them because I did play a good bit of Avowed. Avowed may not be one of the big games. Maybe it is. But yeah, hopefully we can get that number, somewhere around 3 to 4 of them, big long games that are the main games next year, minus GTA 6, because I do not want that smoke online here. So, yeah, thank you guys for joining me. Oh, okay. I thought you were. I just wanted to make sure I was clear on what I was saying. Yeah, there was a lot of, we didn't even play what might be, we played 3 of my top 5, and I think I talked about all of my top 5, here. So, yeah, once again, thank you guys for joining me, and, I've almost forgot this, and we'll see you next time. Bye!